All right, so we got Alex's 2010 Ford Fusion and putting some brake rotors on it, and the wheel bearing fell apart. We kind of figured something weird was going on. The nut was backed off beyond its pinch point in the axle here, and then the whole thing just kind of came apart. So that saves us a little bit of work getting it apart this far anyway. So I think what we're going to try and do is heat up this ball joint bolt, get that off. We'll pickle the ball joint, and we might have to do the same with the tie rod to get this to swing out. We want to get the axle out. There's a snap ring here we've got to release, and we have a bearing puller set that we'll use to press this bearing out. We'll probably heat it with the oxyacetylene and see if we can make short work of this. I guess we'll see. Yep. All right, so we're working on Alex's car still. So what we've done here, what we're gonna do is, oh, that wasn't smart. Okay, so we're gonna press this old bearing out. What we've done is he's undone the brake line, 10mm there. We got the axle nut off and pickled the ball joint apart. So I think that was an 18. And then the tie rod end, so we're able to slide the axle out, because we can't really have the axle in the way while we put the press in here to take it apart. I know it would be a lot easier to remove this entire knuckle and do it all in the press. Unfortunately, the lower two joints just will not come apart. We've been through this before. So yep, we're gonna get this snap ring. There's a snap ring right there if you can see it, the two edges of it. We're gonna heat that up a little bit with some propane, try and get it moving, and then we'll get that snap ring out and set the press up and see if we can get this all apart here. Try and position this so everybody can see what's going on. Right now, we need to take care of this because that's no good having it hang like that. So we'll get this positioned up here on the spring. I think before it was on the control arm, and that might have been part of the problem. If it'll go through the spring. Ah, there it is. It's on the spring now, so that's out of the way. We're gonna tie this up so we can work at it straight, but still allow it to move some. All right, so this wheel bearing in the 2010 Ford Fusion has this ring right here, this retainer ring. So we have gotten, it was loose on the bottom. Now the bottom doesn't seem to be coming out of the keeper, so we're gonna get a screwdriver in here and try and hold it while we get it apart. Let's see, might try these needle nose and see. Yeah, actually these good needle nose actually work a little bit better, so we'll try and get this in behind. I don't know why I got a pick that's bent past 90 degrees. That seems foolish. No safety goggles, but we got it off. So we got the press set up, and we're gonna attempt to press this bearing out by hand. I'll probably use the impact if necessary, but let's see if it starts to move. Does not feel like it's moving. All right, it moved. I should probably, we're kind of torquing everything out of shape here. Oh, it's moving. It's moving. All right, let's see what the impact does here. We want full tighten. Let's see. All right, so we got the wheel bearing pressed out, and now we are going to clean the inside with some sandpaper, try and get all the rust and stuff out of here. It'll be that much easier to press the new one in. I'm sure that there's an easier way to do this, but we're going to go about it this way. Before we press it in, we'll clean this groove where the snap ring goes too. And I just wanted to go over a couple things. I'm sure everybody already knows this is the new bearing here. So this bearing gets pressed into this hole in the spindle. The axle comes through the other side. This is the new hub. So it's really important when you're pressing a bearing in, whether it be a wheel bearing or any kind of bearing. So when we press this in, this is the kit we're using here, the Maddox kit. We're gonna wanna press against this. When we press it in to the spindle, we're gonna wanna press against this outside edge only. We don't wanna press here at all. It's gonna try and push it out. So we wanna press only against this. So with this kit, see, this one doesn't quite fit. Let's see, that one's too big. So what we'll wind up using is one of these. We just gotta find the right one here. It's probably the greasy one, not that one. Let's see if it's a 90, not a 90. That one's close, not quite. That looks like the one right there. So we wanna only press on that area. Now, after we get this pressed in, when we press the hub into the bearing, it's very, very important that we hold on the inner race here when we press it all together. So we're gonna want one of these, like that one right there, how it only touches the inner race, so that when we press this together, as you'll see, we're holding on that inner race. Otherwise, if you just go to press it together, you're gonna tear the bearing apart and have to buy a new one, and it's gonna be difficult to get the hub off. So that's just something I want to go over. So always press on the outside, not on the, this is just a rubber seal, and behind here are the loose ball bearings. So yeah, always press on the outside, and then when you press the hub in, you have to hold right here. I'll set it up and show you how it works. So this is really important. Don't forget this. I've done it before, and then you press the hub in, find the new snap ring laying on the floor, and you gotta wreck the bearing, get the races off of the hub, start the whole job over. It cost you the bearing $20 or whatever the bearing is. I'm having an incredibly difficult time. I think it's the angle of everything I'm working on here. Okay, so let's make sure it's seated. Yep. I much prefer to do this with the ratchet or the breaker bar. Again, I can feel anything before it gets weird. So we just keep turning this, it keeps pressing it in. And we'll go until it stops. Hopefully Alex doesn't have any more noise out of his passenger front. That's the idea here. The other bearing and hub was shot. He's having a little difficulty. Ready? Yep. Almost there. A couple more turns. I should bottom right out. I learned something on this one too. From now on, whenever I do one of these, I'll probably replace the hub also. Okay, I'm gonna wrench it down. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, she's tight. Now you gotta hold it the other way and I'll back this nut off. Right, hold on to it just as you were about. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Okay. All right, we'll take all this apart. And that's it. I'll fit the axle back in. We got a new nut to go on it as well. That's all there is to it. I'll spin it and just kind of feel for anything weird, but should be good. It bottomed right out. I forget what the torque spec is on this thing for the axle nut, but we'll look it up before we do it. Okay, there's that. Now to get the axle back in, just like that. Oops, I said that I was gonna spin it. Yeah. Much better. Feels really good. It's not sloppy. We bottomed all the way out. That's it. That's all there is to it. We just gotta button it back up. Tie rod, ball joint, rotor, caliper, bracket, caliper, brakes. It's all pretty straightforward, but yep, that's how we press them in and out. So thanks for watching. If you are watching, we appreciate it. And again, if there's anything that maybe I don't know or I overlooked, better way to do it, just let us know.